Hey guys, I'm Ryan Wright.
And I'm Briana White.
Today, we're going to check out from Alltime Movies, does being a child star fuck you in the ass? I'm kidding. Screw you up.
Kind of the title.
Anyway, we're going to check this out. I want to tell you, yes, that's a short version of this video is yes, it fucks you up.
So that's all you wanted, you can leave.
Never heard of a guy growing up from being a child star. Like, everything's great. No, it fucks you up. DiCaprio handled it well.
What happened to me?
How did this happen?
I don't know, but I'm like freaking out all over the place.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jamie.
Jamie, I want to ask you a question.
I'm going to give you an answer.
Yeah. Does being a child star screw you up royally?
Okay, fine.
It doesn't royally screw you up. It doesn't even vanilla screw you up. Look, some people are always going to screw up regardless of whatever career path they take. But there are plenty of examples of people who started in the game young and turned out just fine.
Okay, yeah, like who?
You look like a vampire fan. Seen Twilight?
No.
Well, I bet if you did, you'd wank over Kristen Stewart. She began her film career as a teenager.
And
Panic Room, remember that one with Jodie Foster?
Oh, yeah.
The single mum in the big house? Well, the bit you don't remember from the film, Kristen Stewart is in it.
Didn't she have asthma?
Yes, but that's not... Hey, Panic Room could have f***ed her over big time. That was a big movie for someone so young.
No, you've got to press emergency stop.
But she handled that movie well. She took it in her stride. And a few years later, what comes along? The Twilight franchise. And now, she's the biggest thing around. She's just been in a fantastic movie with Jesse Eisenberg. She's taking over Hollywood. Watch this space.
What space? You say she went from Panic Room to freaking Twilight, and you're telling me she isn't screwed up?
Chris, she's worth $70 million. She could have a meltdown, leave the film industry, and she would never go hungry again, because she's loaded.
Yeah, okay, Jamie, but do you know who else was successful?
Who?
Shia LaBeouf. LaBeouf.
The beef.
LaBeouf.
Let's translate.
Shia LaBeouf. He made a lot of money, became buddies with Steven Spielberg, Indiana Jones, dream job, and he f***ed that up. And then he put a bag on his head, he plagiarized Daniel Klaus. Then he goes onto YouTube and just says, just do it!
Do it! Do it! Just do it! It's inspirational.
Inspirational?
I saw that video.
That's batshit crazy. The best thing about Shia LaBeouf is that song about Shia LaBeouf killing other people because he's Shia LaBeouf.
What about the song by the Icelandic band that he's in the music video with his willy out? Way!
Yeah.
That's the real beef. So, has he gone off the rails completely? And some would say in a kind of mental way, maybe.
Definitely.
Okay, sure, definitely. I'll level with you. You know, even after all this crazy shit has happened, he was in Fury. And a lot of people like that movie.
Yeah, it was in the movie for like 5 minutes.
I think he's trolling us. I think he's having a bit of fun. And I think he knows we're suckers, Chris, because we've been trolled before.
We have?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. You know what his best role was?
What?
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
he was in that.
The horse?
Yeah, and he saved the day. That's a real hero. But since then, he's done f*** all.
A real hero, a real human being. Like, man, what about Drive?
Drive was fucking.
That was a great movie.
Drive
I
was
like
fucking-
that movie.
yeah.
Ryan Gosling,
Mickey Mouse Club.
Christina Aguilera.
Also Mickey Mouse Club. And Britney.
Makes
So,
me that much stronger.
And
Macaulay
Justin Timberlake.
Culkin, I mean, that guy was f***ed in the head. He is f***ed in the head.
Is he though? I heard he's in a band where they changed the song lyrics to things about pizza.
Pizza, yeah, great. I could also f***ing change music to, like, scrotum. Scrotum.
I cannot tell you what the original track there was.
Macaulay Culkin, right? He was doing so well. Home Alone, Richie even. But yeah, he just kind of like, I don't know, snorted too much coke, had a little bit too much Jesus juice.
He strikes me as the kind of person who might be actively taking a step away from the limelight. You know, because he had a rough experience. His parents were pretty tight in terms of how they controlled his finances. We don't know how much of the money he made at that age that he actually saw in the long run. Maybe
The Page Master.
Hey, this isn't for me. We don't know. He doesn't talk very much. He's a quiet guy.
Maybe that's not his choice. Maybe he doesn't want to be out of the spotlight. Maybe he's forced to be out of the spotlight because he's cooked in the head.
Maybe. He did get caught with pot on his person once, didn't he?
Not pot.
That's a sin! I wonder if he uses aftershave properly now. And speaking of Home Alone, what about Christian Bale?
What about Christian
Empire
Bale?
of the Sun.
He was in Home Alone.
No, he wasn't. No.
He was Buzz's girlfriend. Woof.
I'll give these for
No,
later.
but seriously. Okay, maybe Christian Bale wasn't in Home Alone. He was uncredited. But he was a child star. He was in Empire of the Sun when he was just 13 years old. And look how he turned out. He's Batman. He's Moses. Yes! He's an Oscar winner.
Okay, fair
He's
enough.
thin.
crazy.
He's fat. He's all of them.
Yeah, but to bounce from being so well built in Batman to like the Machinist and the Fighter, where he's just literally in the case of Machinist, a skeleton of his former self. That's not healthy. Surely there's something mentally wrong with him.
But ridiculous dieting aside, he has done a number of good films, he has won a number of awards, and made himself and studios and other talented people a lot of money. I don't think he's crazy. Lots of child actors have gone on to win Oscars. Jodie Foster was really, really young when she was in Taxi Driver, and look, she turned out just fine.
I'm gonna try and get recorded.
And you know another child actor, Chris, that later went on to win an Oscar?
All that detail just from memory, sir?
Yes, I do. Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
Remember
okay.
Chaplin way back in the 90s?
Oh, the 90s. You mean before his drug abuse?
He came back from those problems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He did. I mean, he is Iron Man after all.
He is Iron Man, like you said at the end of the first Iron Man, right before the song Iron Man played.
I am Iron Man.
I think they were trying to tell us something there.
Takes us a while to get any traction, I'll give you that one.
Just look at all the Marvel stuff. He's making loads of money. He's making loads of fans. He's doing great.
He even didn't go full retard.
I think that there are these people out there, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is a human being. And
Yeah.
I think people, in general, en masse, are always going to differentiate in terms of how susceptible they're going to be, how easily they will be lured in by drugs and by drink.
Yeah.
And then you might make an argument that children in Hollywood are around these things and offered these things and have these things available to them at an earlier age and perhaps in greater volume. But I think it's down to the individual to turn a blind eye to those negative influences and make a career for themselves. And I think there are far too many people who have done it to defend the people who couldn't.
None of them are children.
Okay, Jamie, but for every Jodie Foster and every Robert Downey Jr., you get the inverse and you get yourself a Lindsay Lohan. I mean, she was absolutely stunning around that period of Mean Girls,
Oh,
which was
yeah.
a great
She
film
was-
as well.
She made me feel Herbie Fully Loaded. I'll hand it to you. You saved the best to last,
Yep.
arguably. She's someone, she had it all going her way. She was really, really young in Parent Trap, and things like Mean Girls seemed to suggest that she could transition from that, that child star to that teenage sort of adolescent star.
Yeah.
And she threw it all away in pretty astonishing style, and she still can't get over her problems. I'll give you that one. She is.
Yeah, I mean, she's breaking the law, she's partying it up, really. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe she's not that upset about it, too cut up because she's having a good time, maybe.
Chris, let's take after Lindsay Lohan herself and end this on a high.
Hey guys, that was me and Jamie talking about child stars who have either screwed up or haven't,
Who's right? Me? Right.
or me, obviously, right?
Wrong!
Right! Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment below with any other examples that you can think of, and we will see you
Soon!
It has to end here.
Hey guys, and much like child stars, here is our video on why movies go wrong. Check it out.
Yeah, click it.
I do think being a child star can be quite impactful in a negative way because
Yes.
I think as actors it's usually best to wait till you're at least an adult. You have to gather life experiences and you gotta know people and stuff, and then when you become a star, people can be kind of two-dimensional to you. in the way they treat you,
yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Like, their interaction with you will be different because you're a star.
And what's interesting about the idea of celebrity is that you end up becoming a commodity. You end up becoming an object to be sold. What's interesting is with any other business, your object is something aside from you, but when you're a celebrity, your image, the thing that you're selling, is actually yourself.
Yeah.
And as an adult, you can separate those two things and say, okay, yeah, I'm selling this image or whatever, but this is me, this I can't give away, this belongs to me. But as a child, you can't separate those two things. And your head gets big because you say, oh, I'm worth a lot of money. When the truth is, your image is worth a lot of money. Your movies are worth a lot of money. And you have to be able to separate yourself from those things.
I mean, Macaulay Culkin's a classic example of that. I mean, it's so sad because he was the definition of a child star, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, you say Macaulay Culkin, everyone knows who that child star is. Haley Joel Osment seemed like he was on his way with like a dramatic take. Like, oh, this is a great young dramatic child actor. The debate of being does a child star screw you up? I think you gotta still have really good parenting.
Yes,
I think it still comes back to the parenting.
There's a lot more protection now for child stars than there was before.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many rules and regulations now surrounding like how they can collect money and how much the parents are allowed to collect. There's always going to be issues when your mom is your manager. Case in point, Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Classic example of how it can all go completely wrong. Although, you know what I like to see is stories like Robert Downey Jr. because a lot of these stars, even though they do go crazy for a little while, we do get the joy of seeing them on the other side.
Yeah,
which is really exciting.
And DiCaprio was definitely a child star after he did What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and he is one of the best actors around right now. I never hear about crazy shit going on with him in the media. Like, he seems like he's got his shit together. And he's one of the most talented actors out there right now. And it's a weird predicament to be in because as a person who loves movies and television, it's like sometimes you need a child actor in there and you want them to be a wonderful child actor. You don't want to see some shitty child actor. So when they're great, it's like, well, they're gonna get the attention and stuff. So it's like there's stigma against being a child star, but at the same time, we kind of expect children to be in movies. I notice with a lot of these child stars, they tend to kind of disappear for a while and then come back. I think while they're gone for a while, that's when they can really recollect themselves, become a mature adult. And then they kind of go back into the business and stuff and go gung-ho, because it wasn't like DiCaprio and Christian Bale were suddenly like household names and that they revolutionized the business in some way. They were out of the spotlight for a while and they come back in and they own it. So I think if you do become a child star, there should be a point. I'm not opposed against child stars, but I feel like there should be a period in their life as they're growing up where they do take a break from it.
Absolutely, so, which Lindsay Lohan did not have.
Wow, this is a really meaningful, heartfelt conversation we had.
Well, these are all, it's weird because child stars, you just end up caring about them so much.
Yeah, I would have liked to date Drew Barrymore when she was into drugs, though.
Oh yeah, see, I
feel like she would have been fun.
Footage of her, but they didn't talk about her.
Party with. She would have been fun to party with.
I'm sure,
party with Lindsay Lohan too.
Yeah?
Sure, I'd party with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Unlike you, her and I would watch porn together.
That again, really?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. You can check out Briana's Facebook page, because this week she'll be also, supposedly, maybe, who knows, let's find out, that she might be relaunching her channel. There's already some videos there, but she has some content she wants to provide for you guys. So keep a lookout for that. Check out the channel in the meantime. And you can follow The Real Rejects on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Periscope. Because if we get enough followers, we can get product placement for things such as electronic cigarettes. Electronic cigarettes are great. You know why, Briana? Because this is e-cigarette fluid. The other thing is you can get marijuana fluid and you could smoke it in public and people will be like, oh, it's just an e-cigarette. So then you could get high while you're at Chipotle.
I don't support that.
Yeah, you do.
No,
yeah, you do.
I really hope you're not actually sponsoring that.
E-cigarettes?
Yeah.
Why?
No, it's awful for you.
What do you mean?
They're terrible for you. It's still nicotine. It's still addicting.
It's better than smoking real cigarettes.
It is better than smoking real cigarettes, but there's no regulation on how they're made. There's not enough studies done. There is one study that says that a lot of formaldehyde comes out in secondhand e-cigarette smoke. So
Is that like a type of sex position?
Formaldehyde?
Yeah.
No, it's a very awful chemical. Should not go in your body.
There are many things I put in my body. Many things. Sometimes it hurts. Most of the time, I like the pain. E-cigarettes.